pausing it. Okay. Hi, at Santa Clara, connections are important to us. A connection brought Wilmer Guido a calling, and we're glad he did. That meeting connected us with our partner congregation, La Gran Comisión. Our partnership pairs an aged congregation with a young, vibrant iglesia. It's mutually refreshing and stabilizing for our two congregations. They bring the energy, we provide a covering. The area surrounding the church is heavily Hispanic, with a blend of immigrants and longtime Mexican families. My sons primarily identify with their classmates, whose home culture is Hispanic. Culture runs deep into the minds and hearts around here. If you've seen the recent Pixar movie Coco, you get insight into that depth. As I sat with my family in the theater, I observed many people weeping. They were responding to the cultural portrayal of the Day of the Dead. And I'm sure that as we watch, this was tied to the memory of some beloved family member who has since passed. As I watched the big screen, some of their culture translated to my own culture, I found myself tearing up too. How deep is our culture? Well, 2 Sundays ago, in an atmosphere of fiesta, we celebrated a cultural holiday known as Dia de los Niños, Children's Day. Pastors Juan and Gina Lopez constantly use any back home holiday, birthday, or anniversary as a foil for kingdom fellowship and influence. It's a missional strategy of employing cultural celebration as a soft evangelism tool. There are other colaboraciones between our two congregations: Vacation Bible School, a Father's Day event. If you come, you'll have to work on your mechanical bull riding skills. Thanksgiving worship, the food, and then renovation work days that have a hint of the old ethic of barn raising. The connections are inspiring. A little story: a Hispanic dad drove his son to VBS last summer for 5 straight days from Daly City. When asked why he would make a 100-mile round trip on 101 South during rush hour traffic, he responded, "It's about the Bible stories. My mijo loves it. The connections inject you with the courage to brace Bay Area congestion." A version of John 1:14 says about Jesus, "The Word became flesh and blood and moved into the neighborhood." The connections, the underlying connections, reveal to us that God has been working all along the way. When we agreed to partner, we had no idea of the underlying connections that had moved into our neighborhood. My son's best friend, his family hails from a little town in the state of Michoacan. Multiple relationships that we have here in the community, the households trace back to Michoacan. A number of the members of La Gran Comisión, Michoacan. It seems like in God's providence, He moved the connections here into the neighborhood so that we could build a ministry that's culturally relevant to our neighbors. Our district leadership challenged us in October to refocus and to find a target group in prayer by the end of this summer. Our partnership with LGC is shaping and driving a vision for the community, for the little church on the corner in Santa Clara.